Okay, this short video is about Hypo Iso and Hypertonic solutions. In this video, the blue color represents a solution with no salt. We'll call that 0% salt. The yellow solution represents 2% salt, and the red solution 5% salt. These test tubes represent different cells of the same salt concentration. So again, no salt in this cell, 2% salt in this cell, and 5% salt in this cell. If I take the one with no salt and put it in a no salt environment, that is called isotonic. So now the cells are all in their isotonic environment, and water would neither diffuse in or out of the cell. If I take a cell that has no salt and put it in an environment that has more salt, either this one or this one, it could be said the cell is in a hypertonic environment. And in this case, water would diffuse out of the cell and the cell would shrivel up. I can also take a cell with 5% salt and put it in a solution that has less salt, such as this situation or this situation. In this case, the cell would be considered to be in a hypotonic environment, and the water from the environment would tend to diffuse inward, and the cell would fill up with water and explode or pop. I can do it with the yellow one too. This is isotonic. Now the yellow cell is in a hypertonic environment, so water will leave the cell and the cell will shrivel up. I can put the blue one in the yellow environment. That's also in a hypertonic environment. So once again, the yellow and the red and the blue and the yellow, they're both cells in hypertonic environments. And there you go. To be clear, in this example, the cell with no salt is in a hypertonic environment. You could say the cell is hypotonic in relationship to its hypertonic environment. That could be demonstrated with this one too. This cell is in a hypertonic environment, but the cell is hypotonic compared to the hypertonic environment. And just one more point of clarification. If we put the red cell in the blue environment, the red cell is in a hypotonic environment, but the cell is hypertonic compared to the environment, which is hypotonic. Remember, hypo means under, so when you get a shot at the doctor's office when they give you injection, it's called a hypodermic needle because the needle goes under the skin. Whereas hypertonic, in this case the high concentration of salt is considered a hypertonic environment, means over, such as an overactive child. An overactive child would be considered to be a hyperactive child. If you had a hypoactive child, the child would be rather inert and just sit around and not do too much. Okay.